Hey, it's Jody here with Dr. Melanie Pugh's office. A couple of weeks ago, on back-to-back days, I was pulled aside by a patient and told, you guys are really special here. You must have some secret sauce or some magic in a bottle, something you do because what you deliver to patients is really amazing. And on the first day, it was a patient that's been with us for many, many years. And on the second day, it was a patient who's only been in our office a couple of times, a new patient. And it just really struck me that these two patients who've been here for very different periods of time said basically the same thing, and I wanted to just take a moment to speak to that because I think that's really important for patients who maybe are not, or people who are maybe not a patient of our practice to know. And the secret sauce is really just, we're obsessed. I mean, we really are obsessed, and there's primarily two things that we're obsessed about. Number one is our core values. Do the right thing and tell the truth. You can ask any of our staff what our core values are. Ask any of our staff, do we live and die by it? And we really do. We just are obsessed with telling the truth and doing the right thing. The second thing that we are obsessed with is listening to what our patients do and then really delivering on that. So a few years back, we decided it would be interesting to try to pool together all the information, all the things that patients tell us when we're not asking. In other words, what do patients go out of their way to tell us when we didn't ask them? And it was a big project, interviewing our team, scouring reviews, all of these different types of things. And we came up with basically 5 things that we hear from patients the most that they voluntarily tell us about, that they really love about the practice. And when we obsess on these 5 things, we really do, I believe, deliver a magical experience to our patients. So here are the 5 things. Number 1, patients tell us they love our gentle touch. So Melanie has been practicing since 1994, and one of the great things about her is not only is her touch very gentle, her just demeanor is very gentle. And so as we've built the practice, we've really built the practice on this concept of just being gentle, not just being gentle with our touch, tactile, but also just having a gentle spirit with our patients. And I think patients really, really appreciate that and really seek us out just for that very purpose. The second thing that we hear patients tell us all the time is that, hey, I know my dentistry is going to last here. And the truth is we have really good doctors who are very skilled. Oftentimes we'll say, dentistry is construction in millimeters in an ever-changing and unpredictable biological environment. So the skill of the doctor is very important. The other thing is we have a hard and fast rule that you can't buy generic house brand, any sort of off-brand products. From the cement that we use to the labs that we use, we don't use any overseas labs. All of the things that we have fabricated for us, like crowns or so forth, are fabricated by labs who design and fabricate those crowns right here in the United States. We don't use any aftermarket implant parts, so whenever you get an implant, we're not doing an aftermarket sort of abutment so that it avoids the warranty of your implant. We don't do any of that, and we obsess over that. Patients know their dentistry lasts a long time, but there's a whole lot behind the scenes that makes that happen. The third thing that we hear from patients is, I know you're not going to sell me stuff I don't need. And that's very true. When we started this practice back in 2006, one of the foundational things that we said is, we're not going to sell patients things they don't need. We're not going to sell them dentistry they don't need. We're not going to sell them toothbrushes they don't need. We're not going to do that. So because our practice is built on the concept of high quality dentistry, we don't do patch them up dentistry. We don't do like just cheap, this will get you by for a couple weeks dentistry. We do high quality work, but we don't tell you that you need things that you don't. And patients really appreciate that. The fourth thing that patients tell us is, you guys really care. And the truth is, we always have somewhere around 20 people working in our office, and we are very intentional about who we bring on board and who stays in our office to work. And one of the things, you just have to care. When you come to our practice, you're not going to come in and get checked in and feel like an insurance claim working through, feel like we're going to clip something in your ear like cattle being worked through a system. No, we really care. We always say in our office, in our staff meetings, we want want our patients to feel like they're coming over to their uncle's house for a barbecue. Like, we just want people to be comfortable and to know that we really do care. We work really hard to try to put ourselves in the patient's shoes and have a high level of empathy and compassion for our patients, and patients really appreciate that. The last thing, and I will say these are not in any particular order, but the last thing that patients have said over the years is, oh, I just love how you're so seamless. And we build everything in our office on processes. We set a process, okay, these are the steps that have to be done. Let's do it this way every single time, but let's always look for a better way. And we just sort of have that philosophy about how we do things, and patients have noticed over the years when it comes to filing a claim for them or whatever it happens to be, we are really process focused. And for patients, they will tell us, wow, you're really seamless. They really appreciate that. So these are the 5 things that patients tell us that they really love about our practice, and we just obsess on delivering those 5 things and obsess on telling the truth and doing the right thing. And when we do that, it does create a magical experience for so many of our patients. And the reality of it is, when we do that, it gives our patients peace of mind. So when patients walk through our doors, they tend to relax rather than get tense. And that's really special for a dental practice to be able to say. If you're new in the area or you haven't found a dentist in the area, we'd love to have you in our practice. Give us a call anytime at 239-949-1805, or you can send us a message through our website at drmelaniepugh.com.